Hey mathematics learners, welcome to Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. In the next sequence of video tutorials, guys, I'm going to be uploading the grade 12 mathematical literacy paper 1 that was written in November 2022, right? And we're going to be using this paper to help us prepare for our final exam. Okay, before we get started with today's video tutorial, guys, please make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. Please make sure that you click on that notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a video tutorial, guys. And also please don't forget to support the channel if you really appreciate the channel and the content that I am basically bringing to you guys. Please consider being a part of the Maths Gang, right? That is another way that you guys can also support the channel. Okay, videos will be uploaded on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Okay, so please make sure that you basically check out the channel around those dates and around those times. Okay. So what you guys should expect to see from this paper, right, is just questions that deal with you just having to interpret information that is given to you guys, right? In question 1.1, basically going to be interpreting this table that is given to us, right, and using it to answer the questions that are given. In question 1.2, right, this is a finance question, right, where we are basically going to be calculating interest earned, okay, looking at the two plans that are given to us. Okay, and in question 1.3, right, question 1.3 is just us interpreting data that is given to us here. We are given a stacked bar graph, right? Okay, and we're going to be using the stacked bar graph, right, to help us answer the questions that are given to us. Okay, and we're also going to be converting cents per liter to rands per liter, and as well as rounding off. Okay, so that is basically the concepts that are being assessed or tested in the first question. Please make sure that you have a look at the two different links that I've basically put in my description box. I've put a link to the grade 12 mathematical literacy November 2022 paper 1, as well as the addendum. Please make sure that you try out this paper on your own, this question on your own. Once you've done that, play the video tutorial to basically see if you were able to tackle it correctly. Okay, so let's have a look at the first question. Question 1.1. Martha needs to buy school uniform for her son and daughter. She compares the prices of three different stores as shown in table 1 below. Okay, table 1 basically shows the cost of school uniforms at three different stores. Okay, so these are the costs of the different school uniforms, right, at different stores. Okay, it's store A, store B, and at store C, right? And we're given the different clothing items of the school uniform. We've got the white shirts, gray skirts, gray shorts, gray school socks, white school socks, school shoes for girls, school shoes for boys. Okay, then we are given the final row here. So what do we need to do for us to basically get the total? You basically need to just add up all these values together. Okay, we are also given here, note there are two pairs of socks in each pair. Okay, use table 1 above to answer the questions that follows. So let's have a look at the questions that are given to us. Okay, first question: identify whether the prices given in table 1 are numerical or categorical data. Okay, so for you to be able to basically distinguish between the two, whether the data is numerical or categorical data, right, you need to know what's the difference. What is numerical data? What is categorical data? Okay, and we already know that categorical data, right, is a type of data that does not use numbers but groups the data into separate sets. Okay, however, numerical data is data that consists of numbers. Okay, so in this case, because the question says identify whether the prices given in table 1 are numerical or categorical data, because in this case we are dealing with the prices, right, and prices consists of numbers, we know that we are basically dealing with what? Numerical data. Okay, so let's write that down. Okay, let's have a look at question 1.1.2. Arrange in ascending order all the prices given for store B. Okay, so we're going to be focusing our attention on the prices that are given, okay, for store B, right? And we basically want to arrange all these prices in ascending order. And what does it mean if we arrange numbers, right, or prices in this case, in ascending order? We want to arrange these prices, right, from the smallest price to the largest price. Okay, so I'm basically going to arrange all these prices in ascending order, right? Starting with the smallest price, going all the way up to the largest price. Okay, so in this case, what is the smallest price? We can see that the smallest price is 11 rand 99. So that's basically the first value that we're going to write. Second value that we're going to write is going to be 18.99. Third value that we're going to write is 39.99. Fourth value that we're going to write is 44 rand and 99 cents. The fifth value we're going to write is 54 rand and 99 cents. The sixth value we're going to write is 159 rand and 99 cents. And the last value that we're going to write, 169 rand and 99 cents. Okay, so in this case, we have basically arranged our data in ascending order from the smallest price to the largest price. Let's have a look at question 1.1.3. Name the store that sells the cheapest gray shorts. So we're going to focus our attention on the row that basically gives us information on the prices for the gray shorts, right? And from this row, we're going to basically compare the different prices that are given to us for the gray shorts at the different stores, all right? We see that the price for the gray shorts at store A is 186, at store B is 39 rand 99, and at store C it's 99 rand and 95 cents, right? So which store has the cheapest gray shorts? We can see in this case that the store that has the cheapest gray shorts is store B. Okay, so we're going to write that down. All right, let's have a look at question 1.1.4. Calculate the price for a pack of white school socks at store C. So we want to find out what is the price for a pack, okay, of white school socks at store C, right? So in this case, we're going to focus our attention on store C. We want to find out how much store C charges for a pack of white school socks, okay? And we see that at store C, right, when you basically have a look at the white school socks row, we see that they actually charge 85 rand and 99 for 5 packs of the white school socks. However, we want to find out what is the price for a pack, so 1 pack. Okay, so what we need to do here, we basically need to take that 85 rand and 99 and we need to basically divide that by 5 to basically find out how much is it going to actually cost for 1 pack. Okay, because we don't want the price for 5 packs, but we want the price for 1 pack. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, so if you take 85.99 and you divide that by 5, you'll get an answer of 17 rand point 198 cents. Okay, however, guys, we know when you're obviously working with money, you never get 10 rand and 10 rand and 198 cents. You either get 10 rand and 10 cents and stuff like that. Okay, so we need to basically round this off to 2 decimal places. Okay, so answer is 17 rand and 20 cents. Okay, so for 1 pack of your white school socks, you will pay 17 rand and 20 cents at store B. Okay, let's have a look at question 1.1.5. Determine the missing value P if Martha bought all the school items as advertised at store A. Okay, so if Martha bought all the items that are advertised at store A, what would be the total that she would basically need to pay? So all that we basically need to do in this case is that we basically need to add up all the values, okay, or the prices of all these school items together, Okay, once we add them up together, we'll be able to basically find out what the value of P is, or how much you'd have to pay. So we're going to add up all these prices together. It's going to be 110 Rand, 0.00 plus. Okay, please don't think that now because they've mentioned for 2, then you need to multiply it by 2. You don't need to do that. They're just telling you that you basically have to pay 110 Rand for 2, 163 Rand for 2, okay, 40 Rand and 50 cents for 2. It doesn't mean that you have to um multiply by 2. It's not the price for each, okay? For 2, that's basically how much you're going to have to pay, okay? So you don't have to multiply by 2 in this case, okay? So I'm just going to add up all these prices. So if you add up all these prices together, 110 Rand plus 163 Rand plus 186 plus 40 Rand and 50 cents plus 85 Rand plus 100 plus 349 Rand plus 318 Rand, you'll find what the value of P is, right? And the value of P is actually equal to 1,251 Rand and 50 cents. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Question 1.1.6. The probability of selecting store C to buy all the school items is 0.333333 recurring. Okay. Question 1.1.6a. Define what the term probability is in the given context. Okay. So in this given context, right, probability is the chance, right, or the likelihood of selecting store C. Okay, that is how we basically define probability in this given context. You don't just say probability is the likelihood of something happening, but because we're already told about what the probability of store C is, you would then have to say then that the probability is the chance or the likelihood of selecting store C. Okay, and let's have a look at the last question. Write down this probability as a percentage rounded to the nearest whole number. Okay. So if we already know that the probability of selecting store C is 0.3333 recurring, right? How would we write down this probability as a percentage? All you need to do, you're going to take that value of 0.33333, then you're going to basically multiply that by 100. Okay, to get the percentage, right? And you'll find that your answer is going to be 33.33333. Don't forget we're calculating percentage, so it's going to be percent. However, they asked you to round to the nearest whole number, right? If you're rounding it off to the nearest whole number, that means that we don't want to have any decimals, right? So our answer is just going to be equal to 33%, okay? And we are basically done with question 1.1, right? So let's just have a look at question 1. Okay, with question 1.2, guys, this is a finance question where we're going to be basically calculating interest earned, looking at the different plans that are available for the stokvel, right? So let's just have a look. One of the many investment options in South Africa is the stokvel option. Table 2 below shows 2 stokvel plans, Plan A and B, over a 24-month period. Okay, so this table 2 basically shows the 2 stokvel plans. Okay, and this is called the United African Stokvel. Okay, what is happening with Plan A? Okay, Plan A is a monthly fixed term plan, right? It says choose how long you want to save for. The saving period is 24 months. How much do you want to save monthly? Okay, the monthly contributions is 2,500, and the total amount at the end of 24 months that you'll get is 74,286 Rand and 84 cents. Okay, let's have a look at Plan B. This is a once-off savings plan, right? So this is just a plan where you just put a lump sum once off, okay, into the savings plan, and then now your money will basically accumulate interest. Okay, the savings plan period is 24 months. How much do you want to save once off? So the once off amount is 60,000. 60,000, and the total amount at the end of 24 months is 92,065 rand and 71 cents. Okay, so the difference basically with these two plans is that with plan A, right, you make deposits, right, every month into the savings plan, right, and your money basically accumulates interest. Okay, however, with plan B, you basically deposit a lump sum once off into the savings account, right, and then your money will basically accumulate interest. Okay, so let's have a look at question 1.2.1. It says define investment in the given context. So in this case, you shouldn't, when they say that in the given context, try to basically include what is happening in this scenario. Okay, so in this case, we already know what an investment is, right? When you basically are making an investment, you are basically putting money into a savings account so that your money generates interest. Okay, but however, in this given context, right, we are putting money into a stock file, okay, so that it can generate interest. Okay, so all the time when they ask you to basically define something in the given context, try to look at the scenario. What is the scenario that is basically given to you, right? And then try to now implement that into your definition. Okay, so let's just write that down. Okay, so an investment is any form of savings that you put into any financial institution, in this case, stock file, to generate interest. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Question 1.2.2. Calculate the total contributions for Plan A over the 24-month period. Okay, so this question is basically asking you, right, how much would you actually contribute, okay, or put into your savings plan, okay, over a 24-month period if you choose Plan A. Okay, here we were told that with Plan A, you'll basically make monthly contributions of 2,500. Okay, so now we want to basically determine if you're making monthly contributions of 2,500 and you're basically depositing or contributing that amount every month for 24 months, how much in total would you have basically contributed? Okay, so that's basically what this question is asking. So in this case, to get how much are the contributions, you are basically going to take the 2,500 and you're going to multiply that by 24 months. Okay, so if you take 2,500 and you multiply that by 24, okay, you'll find that the total contributions are actually 60,000. So the total contributions for Plan A over the 24-month period is actually equal to 60,000. Okay, let's have a look at the next question. Calculate the interest earned if a person invests in Plan B over the 24-month period. Okay, so if a person decides that they want to basically invest with Plan B, how much interest would they have earned, okay, over the 24-month period? Okay, we see that this person, right, if you basically decide to invest with Plan B, you have to make a once-off payment of 60,000. Okay, and we see that if you make a once-off payment of 60,000, the total amount that would be in your account after 24 months would be 92,065 rand and 71 cents, right? So how would we then determine how much interest was accumulated? All you need to do is you're going to take the money that you now have in your account at the end of the investment, and you're going to subtract it from the amount that you basically put into your account at the beginning of the investment, and the difference will basically tell you how much interest you have basically accumulated. Okay, so to get the interest earned, you basically take the amount at the end of the investment and then you subtract that from the amount deposited at the beginning, right? So it's going to be 92,065 rand and 71 cents minus 60,000, right? And you'll find that the interest that you would earn if you basically decided to go with the Plan B is actually equal to 32,065 rand and 71 And let us basically have a look at the last question. The last question says, determine how much more interest a person will earn investing in plan B compared to investing in plan A. Okay, so before we can even determine how much more interest a person will earn when investing with plan B, right, we basically need to determine how much interest would you actually make from just investing in plan A, right? We need to determine the interest that you would earn when you decide to invest with plan A, then get the interest obviously that you would earn if you decide to go with plan B, right? And then depending on, obviously in this case we already know that with plan B you will basically earn more, okay, right? How much more interest would you get from plan B? Okay, so let's first get the interest that would be earned if you decided to invest with plan A. Remember, with plan A, right, we saw that the total contributions that you'd have to make, right? So if you basically deposit 2,500 every month for 24 months, you would have basically deposited 60,000 rand. Okay, that is the total amount that you would have deposited. Okay, so we're going to basically take the interest or the amount at the end of the investment period of 74,286 rand and 84 cents, and we're going to minus that with the 60,000 that we already know you would have contributed. Okay, and then to basically get what is the interest that you would basically earn from investing with or choosing plan A. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Okay, so if you basically take your 74,286.84 rand, okay, where does that amount come from? That is basically the amount the total amount that you would have at the end of the 24 months, right? And you basically subtract that with the 60,000. Where does the 60,000 come from? Remember, we calculated in question 1.2.1 the total contributions that you would make at the end of 24 months, which is 60,000. So if you subtract those two values from each other, you'll find that you get 14,286 rand and 84 cents. Okay, then in this case now we want to basically determine how much more interest you would have basically obtained or would get if you basically decided to go with plan B. So in this case, all that we basically need to do, okay, is take the interest earned from your investment B minus the interest earned from your investment A or plan A, right? And then you'll find how much more you would get from choosing plan B. Okay, so we basically found that the interest earned in plan B is actually 32,065 rand and 71 cents. The interest earned in plan A is 14,286 rand and 84 cents. So how much more would you make, right? If you basically chose plan B, you basically take the difference between these two interests earned, which is 32,065 and 65 rand and 71 cents minus 14,286 rand and 84 cents. You'll find that you will basically make 17,778 rand and 87 cents more interest if you basically decided to choose plan B. That is it, guys, and I'll see you guys on my next upload, Distance Learning with Lee, where I make learning mathematics super easy. Bye, guys.